Hey guys, Ramblin Bob here again. Okay, so I just got a message from one of the viewers or scribers, and they were asking about a system called the OUPES, I think it's called the Mega 3. Now, I haven't heard of this one. There's so many power stations out there that I thought, well, you know, the best way to look at a power station for me is the initial opinion that you have on, you know, like what the options are and, you know, what it's all made of. So I'm going to take a look at it live for the first time here, and that way we can both engage in our favorite new hobby, and that's solar power. Okay, so here I have it in the what have you right there, so I'll hit enter, and I have not seen the system as of yet, but I researched the Google link so I could find this thingy. Okay, so it's Christmas time at the I think this is pronounced OUPES. We have affiliate links for OUPES, and we've never even seen or tried their power stations. They asked us to sign up, and I'm like, absolutely, yeah. Every power station I want to get in touch with, because then you can learn more about the technology and get more options and opportunities to get cheaper ones for everybody involved, our whole scriber family. Okay, so this is, I believe it's called the OUPES, or I think it's OUPES. I'm pretty sure it's OUPES Mega 3. But this is probably one of those companies where, you know, you say tomato and I say tomato. So we'll both agree that it's the OUPES Mega 3. All right, so this, I guess, is the system right here. All right, it looks pretty big, guys. I don't know how much the watt hours that is. That looks like maybe a 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 watt hour system. I mean, it's got wheels, for heaven's sake, so it's got to be heavy. I would say it's probably, this is just a ballpark. You know, it's not, Santa's probably not the real size, but I would have to say that's probably about a 100+ pound system, because usually systems that are 100+ pounds usually have wheels on them. So I'm going to say 100 pounds for the whole system. Okay, so we're going to go down here, and we're going to look at, here's the system right here. Okay, so it looks like you have a, is this a 220? Let's see if I can get this bigger. There we go. Now we're talking. Or it's a little bit fuzzy, but this looks like a 240, if I'm not mistaken. It looks like, by the port, it looks like a 240. Usually how they make 240s is they put two 110s together in a certain configuration. It's a special outlet and whatnot. And, you know, like in the house, they put two 110 circuits together, and that makes a 240. Or a 220, they call it. Pretty simple, but this is a special, very high output port that would probably be really good for power tools and stuff. So I do like that right off the bat. One thing that I noticed that I don't care for is I like the covers. You see this cover right here? I like covers on my power stations. It's just something that I learned that it keeps the dust out better, because these things, there's a lot of static electricity that's built up around these things, because, you know, anything that has a generator or something, it kind of pulls in dust and stuff. So I noticed these get dusty really quick. Plus you have fans in there, so, you know, you're kicking dust around a lot. So I do like having the covers on all my power station ports. It's really hard to see these fuzzy things. This looks like a power delivery port, and this looks like a power delivery port. If I can, I'm guessing here because I can't see the pictures really good, guys. This looks like a 60 and a 60. This one I can't read it. It looks like 4 old quick chargers. I don't even know what level. I have to wait down. They look like 3.0s possibly, but these look like possibly 20 amp by 120 volts, so you get 5 of those bad boys. Yep, see, 110 to 120 volts, so that's usually, well, wait, 110 to 1, okay, so this is probably only 110 volt circuit. Probably a lot more amps that come out of there than I thought it was a 240. Okay, well, we're learning. The screen looks pretty basic, guys, you know, pretty simple, but that's all you need. Simple. Simplicity wins the race every time sometimes. Okay, let's close that. Let's look at more pictures. I wish the pictures were a little bit more detailed. Now that's pretty cool. That picture is pretty neat. That is, holy crapzilla. Oh, I see. Okay, sorry guys. Okay, so I could have scrolled down. It would have been a lot easier. Okay, so lithium iron phosphate batteries, guys. A huge fan of that. Like that a lot. Oh, these look like cells. Oh, I wonder if these are solid state or semi-solid state batteries, or possibly. Oh, actually, we know already. They're lithium iron phosphate batteries, but they're packs instead of the cells, possibly, unless they have the cells this way inside there. That's interesting. So that's new. I don't have any systems like that so far. I do like the big fans. It looks like there's 2 big cooling fans here. Here's your case. with your wheels on it. That takes the burden off carrying this thing. There's 4 big, I'm going to assume they're rubber or plastic feet that lifts it off the ground. I like stuff that has feet, guys, because it allows the air to go underneath it and help cool down the system. Sometimes if you push these hard, they heat up well. This looks like a retractable arm right here, a handle that pops out, and that allows you to use the dolly mode. Looks like you do have 2 handles up here possibly. This is a tough picture to judge the outside by, so we'll keep going. But oh, look at this here. Wow, 3,900 watts input. Holy crap, guys, that's a big number for me. I wish the pictures were a little bit less pixely, guys. You gotta spend more time on your pictures. I need some high quality. That looks like a boy. That looks like a mean plug going in there. Is that holy crap, Zilla? Is that a 30 amp plug going in there? Wow, maybe that's like an RV plug, something like that. But yeah, wow. I wonder what the battery pack is too, as far as the cells. Okay, so I'm curious. All right, you have my attention, Mr. OUPES. Seamless online UPS. Okay, so that's great, guys. You have UPS, and that comes in handy when you have things just like this. This is a CPAP machine. So, folks, unfortunately, you know, with the health of everyone in the world, seems to go up and down. This is a troubling thing. I have friends that have units like this, that if they can't use this device, they're unable to sleep all night, and they could possibly end up in the hospital if this device fails. So having something to the UPS is very important for medical stuff like this, because you know, God forbid, we don't want anything to happen to, you know, folks that need medical equipment. I think that would be the worst. They got the TV on, the CPAP machine running here, and this basically makes oxygen kind of thing for helping people breathe and stuff. It's like a breathe controller. For those of you who don't know, monitor and control via smart app. Okay, so I wasn't big on apps, guys. Well, I like this. If this is what I think it is, I like this. First impressions are really big with me, because they really, you know, they stick. As far as like, wow, that system, you know, it had that, you know, like when you see a new car, you're like, wow, I like that, the headlights or the engine in there, or the muffler, or, you know, whatever you like on it. I don't know about the muffler, but you know what I mean, like the exhaust pipes and stuff, like on motorcycles. Holy cow, you got them fish tails or shark fins. I like this here, guys. It has the temperature here. It's in the Celsius. I hope that can be converted to Fahrenheit. And then here's your percentage as far as like your they're set up kind of like gas meters. That's cool, guys. That's cool. That says mega. Is that mega 3 or mega 5? It looks like mega 5. Do they have a bigger system out there? This is what I was thinking of right away, guys. With the app, was if this is one of those things, you know, that charts energy. I want to talk to Pecron. I want to send them an email and put their system up, their app up there, as far as like, hey, you guys should put a system in a thing in your app where you have a chart that allows you to see the input and the output of all the energy throughout the 24-hour period. I think that would really come in handy for a lot of users. This looks like, I'm not sure, it looks like this is what that is. It would be nice to confirm that. Maybe in the specs it'll say that. This is the DC output at 37, and then this is, now this I like, guys. This I like. If this is all individual, yep, see, here's your 37 output right there. So I'm assuming that all the outputs of the okay, never mind, I apologize. This is the AC output. Boy, you know what? I was hoping that this was a grid, and maybe it still is, but I want a charging grid like this, guys. I think that would really be cool. So they're using 37 watts on a DC, so they're probably running like a little fridge or something in the storyline of this picture here. And so your AC is here, your DC is here, and then your USB is here. And notice, guys, they're all individual. I like that. I really do. I like that. That way you can see if, you know, what this is putting out, what that's putting out, and what that's putting out. Because, you know, maybe one of them is goofy. You know, it's being weird, and now you can see it in real time. I'm a fan of that, okay? Looks like it's got Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and holy crap. So, guys, what's this one? Is Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and Wi-Fi? Double Wi-Fi? I don't know. So Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. Until we get to the specs, we won't know. But like I said, the first impressions are the ones that stick with me the most as far as the technology. You have to wow me into spending my money. You have to bring me in and show me something I don't have. Show me something. You know, when you buy a car, you say, wow, look what that feature has. That car doesn't have it, you know. Okay, it says embrace a cleaner future. That could be debated, I guess, either way. You know, it's much better because you're not burning the carbon, but at the same time, the lithium, the mining for the lithium is very questionable. Integration with home circuits. Okay, now that's pretty cool, guys. So you have this is called a transfer switch. So basically, you put this cable into this transfer switch. The transfer switch goes into your home. What the heck do they call that? Your circuit panel, you know, the big thing in the basement where you got all the circuits. I'm not an electrician, guys. I'm fighting the words sometimes. What is that called? A circuit panel? Is it just as simple as that? Home main panel. Okay, I call it a circuit panel. I guess everyone's got different names for it. I'm not in the trade, so I call it a circuit panel. When you pop a fuse, you run down there and you pop it back on. But this kit right here, guys, that means it can be charged into the system, and I wonder if this can feed energy back through into your system. That I don't know about. I'm not a grid tie, guys. A grid tie guy yet. That's going to take some time. That's a level way past me. The pictures, guys, I wish they were better. I really do. I think they're very fuzzy. You can't read these good. You know, we should spend some more time in getting some better pictures on this OUPES or OPES. This looks like an Anderson power pole, I believe that is. So that's an output. Oh, here's your inputs over here, guys. Okay, so it looks like standard, and then I don't know what we got to wait till the and here's another one here, guys. So we have to wait till the specs, because unfortunately, OPES, if I can give any advice, just as an opinion, better pictures make better sales. As far as, if I can't read it, I can't buy it. You know what I mean? So we should spend. You see this kind of jagged picture like that? So the resolution is either really blown up far, or here, as you can see, this picture takes up the whole screen, yet you still can't read the words, guys. So we need better pictures. Yeah, I don't know. You know, it's hard to buy a steak if you can't see it. You know what I mean? Here's 2004. Now this looks like a different one, guys. Okay, yeah, that's a different one here. So maybe it's I don't know why did they show you that one? Did you get that one with it or something? That's a 2,000 watt hour. So this has to be much bigger then, guys. This is, I would say, let me guess, at about 3. I'm gonna say 3 to 3,500 watt hours for the system. We'll have to wait and see in the specs. The specs are my favorite part. It's like baseball cards, so I always wait till the end to see those, and then see if my initial first glance opinions, whatever. Boy, I just called it. What do they call that? The first impressions hold up to the specs. So this looks like to say. I wonder why they put this one in there, guys. So maybe you get that free. I don't know. Let's keep going here. These are the panels. I'm a fan of the panels, and I'm not, and I'll tell you why. I like that they're very clean, and these holes right here, these grommet holes, I like that because it means you can hang them up. Side of a van, porch, overhang, you know, things like that where you can hang them up and then take them down very quick. But I do not like the silver. I'm not a fan of the silver, guys. I'm a fan of the all black panels because they don't look like solar panels. I don't want people to get curious and find your solar panels hanging there and borrow them, if you know what I mean. So I do like when the solar panels don't look like solar panels, that straight black look, and then nobody even knows you have them. Okay, so okay, I'm a little confused with that. So maybe that's an add-on battery, guys. Okay, that's got my attention. That looks like an add-on. Oh, maybe you can daisy chain a few of those bad boys. Okay, so if this is about 3 or 3,500, we know that this was 2. Well, this looks big then. Maybe this is 3 or 4 or 5,000 watt hours, but that adds a lot more power. And look at the options on that bad boy. So that's probably an additional battery that you could add on there. Yeah, wow, look at that. Holy crapzilla. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Guys, you have 10 ports that I can see right here, right on the front, and look at that. You get a real power meter, and I wonder if it has AC on the side. Guys, you could probably use that by itself. That's pretty cool. I've never seen these before, guys. Like I said, we are signed up to be an affiliate of the OUPES or OPES, but I've never seen or tested their machines, at least that I remember. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That looks like an input for charging here. But yeah, the company's got to do a better job for advertising as far as the pictures, guys. Like I said, if you can't see it, you can't buy it, you know? Okay, are we done here? Okay, it's scrolling down and nothing more is happening. So we'll put the, I think that's the end of the pictures. Okay, so this is the Mega 3 unit only. Let's go back to the main picture here. Okay, so Mega 3 unit only. It's $2,000 here. What kind of power we got? Okay, oh, here we go. 3,072 watt hours, guys. Capacity for just this box right here. So I was pretty close. I said 3,000 to 3,500 watt hours. 3,600 pure sine inverter with a 700 watt surge. Guys, that's a big little box right there. That's a lot of power coming out of there. If it can hold a surge for, 5, 10, 15 seconds, that's a lot of power coming out of there, guys. Holy crapzilla. Let me click the add more here. Fully charged in 1 hour. Holy cow, that's silly. Wow, 1 hour. 3,900 watt input with AC and solar. Guys, that's silly. Wow, that's good. And what I mean by silly is like awesome. Holy cow, 3,900 watts. I mean, you're talking like big AC 300, AC 500 Blue Eddy style inputs. Boy, that I think that 500 takes in like 5,000 watts of power. This is up there. This is up at the big boys as far as the input. Holy crapzilla. Expandable to up to 15,360 kilowatt hours with 2 B2 asterisk 6. So that must be the model number of that little battery we saw. I really like the battery, guys. If it had that many options on there, that was pretty cool because you could split that bad boy up in an emergency and use, here, if you had, oh, I see, oh, 6 of them. Okay, B2 times 6. I get it now. So you could put 6 batteries all daisy chained together. That's good stuff, guys. I like that. That's something I wish that Blue Eddy and Pecron and all the rest of BTO Man would do, is have more and more expandability. I like expandability, guys. Easy to, because you can split the system up. You could roll this bad boy in the other room, pick up the batteries, roll them one at a time or carry them one at a time, and boom, you got 15,000 kilowatt hours that you could drag around the house. That's or your van, your RV, your cabin, your fishing hangout. That's a lot of power to drag around, guys. To give you an idea, you run, I mean, it's kind of simple, but you could run a 500 watt heater for 30 hours straight. Talk about saving your butt if the electric goes out and you're at the cabin. Holy cow. That'll get you through a whole day, and, hopefully you can get the sun in by the next day, which, prolongs that. But seamless UPS backup of 2,200 watts max. So that's basically a little bit more than a standard outlet in the house. I think, and don't quote me on this, I'm not an electrician, I think my outlets in this property is rated for 1,650 watts rated, and then I think it goes up to 1,850 surge, but I don't know. I've never tested it. I've never asked. Bought the building, and then that was just it worked, so I didn't care. Maybe that's something I should learn. I'm going to put that down on my bucket list of stuff to learn. Adjustable recharge, 900 watts to 1,800 watts AC input. This I like, guys. This is a very good feature for all power stations, and the reason I say that is the slower charge prolongs batteries. Okay, so anytime, imagine driving your car, you stomp on the gas, you're going to burn that motor up quick. You know what I mean? It's not designed to do that all the time. Yes, it can, but it's not designed to do it all the time. And that's what battery cells too, is when you keep pumping. Like if you were to put this 3,900 watt hours every day for a year, I bet you that would wreak havoc on those battery cells. So holy cow. So that way you could slow it down a little bit, and that way when it's an emergency or you really need it now, you can pump this much power into this bad boy and basically split. You know what I mean? What is that called? A bug out vehicle. Yeah. I was reading about that. Let's see, adjustable. Okay, I read that already. Lithium iron phosphate, guys. I'm a big fan of lithium iron phosphate. I have lithium ion and I have lithium iron phosphate, so I know the difference between both. The lithium ion is a little bit lighter, but the cycle count, it's just not there, guys. They were good for my DeWalt tools. I do hope that they make lithium iron phosphate batteries in the future for DeWalt. So I have to wait and see. They did make the gel ones, though. I haven't tried those yet. 3,500 plus cycles to 80%. That's pretty much industry standard of what I've seen. 16 outputs from multiple devices. So here, let's see if we can see. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and I'm going to make the assumption that there's a wireless charging on top. But like I said, we have to wait till we get down to the bottom to see if that says it in the specs. Smart control and monitor in. Okay, so this I like. I like the monitor, guys. Now we're talking about that little graph that goes like beep beep. You ever see the heart rate chart? It's like that, and it shows you, hey, this is how much is coming in. Holy crap! Holy crapzilla, the clouds came in and now your solar dropped down, or your input output came in. And then it's good to test your solar panels and your machinery or your tools or whatever you're using. That's kind of cool. And these are just panels, guys. So let's see. Yep, those are just the panels. Okay, so that's the system. That's what you get for, what is it? About $2,000, guys. Okay, so per watt hour. Let's see if I can. Let's see here. I got to get an online calculator. I got to spell. Okay, so what was it? It was 3,072. Oh, no, wait, you got to go the other way. Sorry. So let's do about $2,000 divided by 3,072. The answer is about 65 cents a watt hour. That's not bad, guys. That's not bad at all. You know, when I first started learning about this stuff, you know, it was like $1, and a half, sometimes even $2 per watt hour, and you know that was a lot of money. I think I paid. What did I pay for the first one? I think I paid $275. It was on super sale, and that was for a 600 watt hour power station, which is very cheap. It was lithium ion, but the normal price of that machine was like $700, guys. So that's more than $1 a watt hour. So these things have really come down a lot in the last year or two, mostly 2 years, and they've gotten really hecka good in the last year. Okay, so we're going to go down here. You got all this stuff here. Let's see what we got. Look at this, guys. This is a pretty interesting little box. I do wish that I guess you could daisy chain the batteries to themselves, maybe. Let me see. Are these 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24? So I don't know quite how that would work, but maybe you could just keep daisy chaining these bad boys. If this is 3, that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So this would be your full stack, guys. It would be this and then 6 of these batteries, if I'm not mistaken. That would be pretty darn tall, guys, to have that, you know, that big. Depending on how these are put together, what I would do, if just an opinion, I would put maybe some rope or some bungees or something from this handle all the way to the top and bungee them, and that way they're safer, guys, because if you tip over something, that's got to be what? I mean, who knows, 4, 5, 6 feet tall with all of these bad boys, 6 of these bad boys, it would be way up here. So I bet you that would be as tall as me, or possibly even more height. But yeah, we'd have to wait and see. 3-year warranty, guys. I always said the warranty is only as good as the paper it's written on, guys. Read the warranty, understand it before you jump to conclusions here. I do like this built-in trolley thing. I think the ACOUCOU or ACOUCOU, this is the tomato thing, guys. They have the P5000 that has the same design, a similar design with the nice oh yeah, it's got the 2 handles here, and I don't see a wireless charger, but we'll have to wait and see. I like the wheels. I would like to see larger radius wheels, guys, and here's the reason why. If you were to drag small wheels, I don't know the size of the wheels, so I have to wait, but if you drag small wheels over grass, dirt, or rocks, they don't like to roll very good. So I always recommend something of 4, 5, or 6 inch tires or wheels on the bottom of something heavy, because this much weight on one little wheel like that will dig directly into the ground. Think of an elephant standing on 1 foot. Not going to go good over soft ground. That's why they have very wide, big, fat feet, so they can walk and hold that weight. You know, this is an elephant electric. So the monitor thing, I like that, guys. I like the monitor thing. I like the little gas meters are different too. That caught my eye a lot. Okay, so far there's some things I'm impressed with. Okay, yep. See, here's the whole system, guys. So there's only one wire, so I believe there'll be a wire here, and then here, and then here, and then here, and here. So would that be, that's the 15. That's the Mega and the 6B2 systems. That would be hecka tall, guys. Wow. I wonder what they have to hold that in place, or if you just set it there. We'd have to wait and see the size of it here. This is your... You can see that the resolution on their screen. Let me see if I can I make it a little bit... No, it doesn't. It just doesn't get better, guys. Here, I'm at 100%. Maybe if I shrink it? I don't know. All right, I guess a little bit better. Okay, so that's 80%. I have it at 80% viewing, but I think they should update the graphics on their website. I'm not poking fun at it. I'm just saying so we can understand and read them better. You know, the pictures are kind of, as you can see, they're very pixely. So as big as these companies are, I wish that they would spend a little bit more time. See how you can't see the numbers or anything? And like I said, it's hard to buy a steak if you can't see it. You know what I mean? You put a steak on a table, you cut it open, you go, yeah, I'll eat that. But until you see the product, your wallet's kind of tight, you know. So this 3,900 watt input, guys, that's a mean input. That's a lot of power coming in. Holy crapzilla! But that's both. So you have 2,100 watts of solar. That's still a lot. Holy crapzilla! And you have 1,800 from the wall. Holy crapzilla again. You got to be careful with 1,800 watts or higher, because some people have circuit. Actually, a lot of people have circuitry in your home or your dwelling that has multiple outlets on the same circuit. And what happens is, like, say you had this 1,800 watt pulling 1,800 watts from one circuit, and in the other side of the room, the guys who designed your house or your room or your business or whatever, they put two of them on the same circuit. Now that's not allowed anymore because of all the regulations and stuff, which I'm very happy about. And then all the plugs, I believe, have to be, I think it's 6 or 8 feet depending on your jurisdiction. That way there's no extension cords. I like that too. The more outlets, the better, guys. And then if they're on separate circuits, that's even better. But if you're pulling 1,800 and someone in the other side of the room turns on a power tool, or who knows, a microwave, a fridge, that will pop that circuit unless it's a very heavy duty circuit. So something to remember about that. But I do remember we just read that you can drop the input charging down to 900. Now what that would do is save you about 900 or 1,000 watts on the other side of that circuit, right? So you can run something else. That's another good thing about adjustable input charging. Very good technology to see. Hopefully that'll be integrated in all of the systems in the future, even the small ones. I like that. Stable lithium iron phosphate battery, 3,500 times 10 years. The actual math, guys, let me keep this online calculator again here, because I have a feeling I keep going back to it. I have a calculator here, but I want you to see it. So what you could do is you could take 3,500 and then you divide it by 365, which is a year. So it's actually 9.59. So 9.6 years about. And that's if you cycle it every single day. So this is kind of a little bit inflated as far as the picture, but I'm not hating on that. It's very close to 10 years, because chances are you're not going to cycle it every day. Now, in my instance, in my situation, we cycle both of those big units that we have, the E2000 LFP and the E1500 LFP now, which is 7.5 kilowatt hours and 8 kilowatt hours respectively, every single day. That is a lot of cycling, guys, but we use them every single day. So if you were to use this every single day, I could see you very simply get 9-10 years out of this bad boy. And you do get a 3-year warranty, but like I said, read the warranty, learn about it. Companies usually don't pay for shipping, guys. They usually don't. If they do, that is a huge plus, because it'll cost you easily $100 to $150 to ship this heavy thing back. This has to be more than 100 pounds for sure. Let's see, preferred choice for energy revolution. Okay, harness the power. Okay, so here you go. Is this okay, I was hoping this was in the app. This is what I wanted to see, guys. This is what I was explaining before. When you have a grid that shows you, hey, I'm only using 100 watts, and then 10, 20 watts, and then I'm using 200, 300, 500, 600. I like that, because if it has that in the app, that is a really good monitoring system, so you can see, hey, are my panels doing their job? Are they in the right spot? Am I getting enough sun? How is the shade affecting the panels? How is the input? How's the charging cycle for the wall? That way you can go back and actually see. Now, how I do it at a very low tech is, what I do is I put a security camera pointed towards my machine 24 hours a day, so I can go back and see everything in the machine, well, at least from the menu options of the screen in real time. But you know, that's an extreme to have to go to. I had an extra camera, so I slapped it on there and said, well, you know, what the heck, I'll just put it in the middle of the room and point it right at the machines, and then I can watch it. But having it in an app is much more handy, and it keeps better records, because when you go through, you can actually see it in a grid as opposed to in a video. So I like that. Otherwise, you have to watch the video in real time or speed it up and then make your own chart. Here's your BMS, guys. It's very important. All power stations have this now, I believe. This is a battery management system. So what this does, this is the brain of the entire machine as far as the charging, along with the MPPT controller, which is usually separate. Between these two items, this says from the MPPT, it brings in you know, a regulated flow of energy, and this bad boy here, the brain of the system, says, okay, you go that way, you go that way, you go. So it's basically the traffic cop, if you will, that tells the energy to what battery and to what cell to go to. So this is a really good thing. And years ago, they didn't have this, guys. They didn't. If you overcharge a battery, boom, you had problems. Especially not deep cell, but lead acid batteries. Boy, those are. I've seen one explode. And I hope to never see that again. That was holy crapzilla for sure. Pure sine wave right there. That's cool. And then you have a correction wave. Now I don't know what a correction wave is, guys. That's something new. I've never heard that before. So, you know, I'm learning too. So this was good. Thank you very much for the viewer/scriber that turned me on to this system so I can look at it and learn something new. I'm always in favor of learning something new. Pure sine wave, that's the industry standard for safe, reliable energy. And then you have that thing called modified sine wave. And maybe that's what they're referring to here, is maybe that's a modified, and that it goes like this and then up real fast and then down real fast. Those quick jolts of voltage up and down in energy and the hertz, that hurts sensitive equipment and medical equipment. And when it's very clean and flowing like this, it acts more like water, so it's just a better energy, if that's what they're referring to here, guys. I've never heard it called a correction wave. Leave a comment, guys, if I'm incorrect. I'd love to learn too. That's why I started the channel, is so we can all learn. Okay, so here's your warranty here. Experience a peace of mind with the industry-leading 3-year warranty. I don't know if that's accurate, guys. I know Bluetti has a 5-year warranty on some of their systems. Now, I don't pick favorites. I don't care what the name is on the box. I want the box to work. But I do know that some of the new systems for Bluetti have a 5-year warranty. But like I said, the warranty is only as good as the paper it's written on. Stand behind the durability and reliability of our products, and we're confident that we'll exceed your expectations. Okay, well, that sounds good. That sounds good on paper. Let's see here. Monitor and control. All right, here we go. This is what I'm talking about here. So here you got Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. Okay, these are the universal logos or app pictures for Bluetooth. No need to get up from your comfy sofa. All right, I'm down with that. So you can operate the Mega 3 from your mobile phone conveniently on OUPES app. You can view and control your power station status, such as real-time input and output, like it. Port status, whether it's on or off, probably. Extended battery status, like it. These are your extra battery. See, here's your Mega. I think it says Mega 5 though, and then here's your battery backup, so you can actually see this. I'm hoping this is like a liquid flow. You guys remember the Apple iPhones and the Apple Touches, or the iTouch? That's how old I am. Where when you plug them in, they have that little liquid flow. I like that. I don't know why. I thought it was cool. It does nothing other than just an animation, but I thought it was really interesting to watch. Almost like a screensaver. It protects your phone screen, and it's just fun to watch. But I do like it because you get a pretty cool visual 3D representation of how much energy you have left in the box. So let's hope that does that, guys. I don't know, because like I said, I've never seen these before. And then you have and more. So there's probably and more. Oh, here you go, Mega 5. Wow, they have a Mega 5. Oh, guys, that's my next. I'm going to look at that one next. So I'm going to make another first look picture review here. Integration with home circuits. This is a great idea. I'm not to that level of expertise, guys. I'm not a professional. I would say at best I'm a 2-year, maybe. If you're in the trade, you'll understand what this means. Maybe a 2nd year. Holy cow, I forgot it. I'm not an apprentice, a 2nd-year improver. So that's what I think I'm at right now. People might disagree with that, but That's where I feel comfortable in saying that means I'm not a third or fourth year improver. I'm not a journeyman yet. I'm still learning the trade, and I think I'm well above an apprentice. So I can bring my tools into the shop and understand what I'm looking at, and I think that's above an apprentice level. Let's see here. Let's see, transfer switch. Okay, so guys, you want to, here it says right here, it says a qualified electrician. Guys, don't play with this stuff if you don't know what you're doing. These are one thing, but when you start putting this to the grid, guys, holy crapzilla, that could be literally dangerous or deadly / deadly. Because if I'll give you a prime example, guys, and this is not funny. If there was crazy folk out there that were hooking generators up to their grid, and then unfortunately there'd be people working on the power line down the street, and because you're feeding energy back into the grid and they don't know it, boom, you just possibly there's no nice way to say it, X'd out that worker because they didn't know that energy is transferring through, and they're putting back in 110 to 220. Then that could really be dangerous, guys. So don't goof around with this stuff unless you really know what you're doing. Ask as many questions as possible. If you want to mess with this stuff, guys, I recommend a channel. Will Prowse, I love the guy. He's a very intelligent young fella, and he'll set you in the right direction to where you can learn this stuff. I have no knowledge of this stuff, and I don't want to pretend I do. This could be extremely deadly. Or at the minimum, very, very dangerous. All right, so we're going to get off that because I don't even like talking about that stuff. Now, these pictures, see how fuzzy they are, guys? I can't see what I'm looking at here. I want to see some OUPES or OPES. Do me a favor. Update these pictures. Come on. It wouldn't take that much. Just, you got one IT guy running around with a camera and taking some good high-quality shots. Let's see. So here's your charging port. At least the words are readable, but see, they're not. It looks like they were like expanded. You know what I mean? Like resized. So here's your AC charge port. Your input is the PV. That's the Anderson. It's also known as the Anderson power pole import. They don't really call it the power pole anymore, but that's an Anderson plug. It's got the little red and the black, and they're side by side here. Here's your overload protection switch. I'm digging that, guys. That's a circuit. I like a switch means it's a circuit. The same as in your house. Unfortunately, if you still have fuses, I do apologize for that as far as the safety of that and the headache of that. But, if it works, what's the old saying? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But I like circuits, guys. You don't have to go out and buy the fuses no more. If you were to pop this and it has a power surge or something, you come around the back of the unit and you open this little flappy door here and you click and then you're back in business. I like that. I like that a lot. Hopefully the wheels go down further than these feet. I think that's just an illustration here. This is your input. This is your battery port here where you can put those extra batteries to. But guys, I really want to be able to read these and look at it's just a mush. I know it's a square USB A and these are C's. I can tell by the shape. But guys, you got to get better on your pictures here. These are buttons to turn on each DC, USB, and AC. I do like that they have them separate from each other. Anytime that you could save power, guys, I'm a big fan of that. If you don't need the USB, don't turn it on. If you don't need this and you just want the USB, don't turn this or this on. So that's a good thing. Now you can read these even though they're very pixelated. 12 volt to 30 amp output up here. Anderson power pole. That's a very, very small. Unless that's a heavy-duty one, guys. I have Anderson power pole, and I know they make different versions of it, but that's a lot of amps to run through that little port. So let's hope that's a heavy-duty port right there. 30 amps is that'll put you across the room. That's a lot of power coming out there. You got two Type C output ports at power. These are power delivery ports. That means you get 20 volts up to 5 amps each. Hopefully you can use them at the same time. That's always good. And then you have 4 USB-A quick charge 3.0s. That means they're 18 watts a piece, guys. Respectfully, and you get 5 AC output ports at 120 volts at 3,600 watts. Holy crapzilla, guys. Do you think you could pull 3,600 watts out of one of these? That's a lot of power coming out one of these. I don't know, maybe there's a limit on them, but wow, if you guys know, let me know. That would be a ton of power coming out. That would be a ton of amps. All right, we're going back in. Let's see, 3,600 divided by 120. Okay, where's the answer? So that's 9. Oh, I guess not. Okay, so yeah, I thought it would be more amps than that for some reason. Let me make sure that's cleared out. Let me refresh the page here. All right, maybe I'm making a mistake here. 3,600 watts divided by 120 volts equals. Okay, that's better. Okay, so that the calculator was having a funny day. Yeah, that's 30 amps, guys. I don't know. I don't know if that's 30 amps out of one of those. Boy, that's a lot of power. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not used to it, guys. Let me know if that seem a lot of power coming out of one of these little plugs. You know, that's just a little 110 plug here. Maybe they're referring to, you know, total. But yeah, until we get down to the specs, we don't know. Here you got a car output port, which is, let's follow this here. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so they call it a car output, guys. Us old guys, we call them cigarette lighter ports. You know, that's what they're always going to be until I'm gone off this earth. That's a cigarette lighter port, even though we don't have cigarette lighters anymore. These are barrel ports, and they give you. So these are 2 at 5.5 millimeter DC output ports at 12 volts at 10 amps. So that's pretty standard there. Sometimes they give you 5 amps on these little barrels here. Now these heat up really quick, guys. If you bring 100 and you know, on paper 120 watts out of these little barrels, that cord's going to heat up. I guarantee it. Same with this too. These are very unsafe. Wiggly, you know, they work. I can't really hate on that, but these are unsafe and wiggly and unsecure connections. I'd like to see on a system this big, I would like to see XT30, XT60, XT90, Anderson power pole over here. I'd like to see just, you know, something with a little bit more robust power, and that way these don't heat up so bad. You know, that's heat in electronics is always a drawback. And then you have a AC TT30. Okay, so this is the AC TT30. That is known as an RV plug. So that'll bring out the 30 amps. I believe that's what that is. I can't see 30 amps coming out of these plugs, guys. I think they're 15, but correct me if I'm wrong, guys. I don't know. This is first impressions. You know, that's the whole point of this, is to see if this product can wow me into wanting to buy one right now. That's why I do these first impression looks. All right, so we're going to keep going here. They do have a lot of information. They just need more high quality pictures. All right, here's a young fella here. He's so you can kind of see the size of it. I'm going to guess. I'm going to ballpark this fella's probably about 6'1", 6'2", and that's just a guesstimation. Obviously, he's not standing up probably. That looks like a pretty, you know, hefty system, guys. So now I understand why they put the wheels on there. I don't want to play his video. That's his. I like his little logo here. He's got like a pinball. I'm a pinball guy. The Who, remember the pinball wizard? Awesome. Oh, okay, so here we are. We're down to the baseball specs, guys. All right, here we go. We're going to jump into it. Okay, battery capacity 3,072 watt hours of battery capacity in the main system, and then you can put up to 6 of those B2 batteries connected in. I'm assuming parallel, or it'll look like series. I don't know. It looks like series, but I'm assuming that with the watt the voltage, it's probably going to be in parallel. It's just the cables look like they're in series. 3,500 cycles to 80% capacity. Your UPS is 20 milliseconds, guys. Now that's usually right now of what I've seen, the industry standard of what I've seen. I could be wrong with that, but that seems to be the normal of what I've seen. Anything less than 20 milliseconds is good and quick enough to keep a laptop with no battery on, or a server, or medical devices on. You know, while it's switching from the UPS of the wall, from the grid, to the battery system. The BMS, yes, of course, we saw it. We saw the brains, if you will, of the charging operations. Here's your output, guys. 5 at 120 volts at 3,600 watts, and it can peak at 7,000 watts. Holy crapzilla, guys, that's a monster amount of power for a little box. Boy, if you're not excited about the technology yet, but I think you're missing the whole boat, man. I really do. This, you know, years ago, a short time, 5 years ago, I was running around with a deep cell battery on a trolling motor, and it would last an hour, and I got to take it home and charge it, or I have to roll my butt back to shore. Now, with the technology you have now, holy crapzilla, guys, the safety, the lack of gas and generators and everything. Holy cow, I can't imagine what it's going to be like in another 12 months. Here's your DC output as we saw, 12 volts at 10 amps, so 120 watts out respectively. Usually you don't get that, you get a little bit less, but that's what it's rated at on paper. You have two things, you have on paper and you have what's known as real world. Okay, so here you have USB-C we saw. This stands for 5, 9, 12, 15, and 20 volts, and up to 5 amps, respectively, to 100 watts. So that's power delivery. And if you could do two at the same time, that's great to be able to dump that power into two smaller power stations if they have input-output power delivery ports where you could put energy back in, or do, charge a couple laptops, a couple phones, couple this, couple that. I do like that. I do like multiple power delivery ports, because you never know when you're going to need them, and I guarantee you will need them. As far as the TT30 output, see, it says 120 volts, 3600. So I wonder if, oh, yep, see, here you go. Okay, so, oh, no, wait, that's car output. Wow, guys, do you think that you could really bring out 3600 watts on one of those AC outputs? Guys, correct me if I'm wrong. That just seems real. Oh, no, here you go. No, that's input. Well, correct me if I'm wrong, guys. If you could bring that much out one output, holy crap, you need a heck of a cord on there. It's a heavy-duty cord, some industrial cord, but I'd have to see and test that myself. Car output is 12 volts at 10 amps, 120, and then you have, which basically that's the same as DC output, but they're probably referring to the barrels up here, and then this is the cigarette lighter, which, like I said, and until the day I die, that's going to be known as a cigarette lighter. Old habits die hard. Anderson output is 12 volt at 30 amps. That's a big one. So hopefully that's a heavy duty Anderson power pole output. I know they make a 15 amp Anderson power pole, but I think they make a 30 and a 45 and a 60. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think that the ports just get bigger and more robust. I personally don't have anything past a 15, so I've never used or seen it myself. But they might have it out there. That's, like I said, that's another thing with these first impressions here. You learn something new, even though I'm kind of doing the reviewing of my opinion. So I'm all for this. Okay, so your fast AC input charge now is going to be from 100 and 120 volts AC, 16 amps at 1800 watts max. Now remember, if you only have a 20 amp circuit, guys, and if you pop on something on the same circuit, be careful, you'll pop that circuit. So I do like that you can see the slow AC charge. I was just talking about that. I like that you could slow it down, guys. 900 watts is pretty decent. That would take you about 4 hours to charge this bad boy. And if you were charging while you were doing something else and you didn't need it right away, this will charge you probably like 2 hours, but this one I think is better for the battery cells and the longevity of the unit. Now this is your solar here. Look at this, guys. 12 volts to 150 volts DC at 15 amps. Holy crap, Zilla. That's a good amount of DC voltage right there. The highest system I have is 95 volts, and I have not even come close to it. Maybe, well, I did about 80 volts. I don't like higher than 45 without taking extra precautions, because, I'm sorry, 48. The resistance of your skin is actually at about 48 volts, if you will, and 48 volts and up can literally go through your skin and goes directly to your heart. Is it going to happen? Probably not. Has it happened? Yes. There has been case studies about that as far as the safety of DC power. I've heard it on job sites, and people tell me all these horror stories and this and that. And when it's a bad story, you tend to remember it. Smart control, the Bluetooth or Wi-Fi. I do like the system. It doesn't say if you can use it just on Bluetooth. I am a huge fan of staying off the internet, especially with my electronics. If you don't need the internet, I like staying off the internet. Just a personal opinion. Personal preference, but I maybe Wi-Fi is to do like firmware updates and whatnot, and to update the system, initialize the system. But as far as using it, let's hope that you can just go straight from the Bluetooth from your phone to the unit, and that's kind of a closed circuit, if you know what I mean. It's not really closed, but it's closer circuit. That way you have less chance of problems from outside sources. App control, yes, obviously, because you have the Bluetooth and everything. Amazon, Alexa, and Google Assistant, yes. Well, that's interesting. Now, I don't have either one of these. I'm not a fan of these guys, but I do see the commercials all the time where folks are talking to these things, man. I'm an old guy. I don't want to be talking to robots yet. I'm not ready for that. It's kind of, I don't know. I'm not ready for it. I'll just leave it at that. I don't want to be talking to a robot. Danger Will Robinson. I don't want no part of that yet. Now, I got it wrong, guys. So the net weight is 83 pounds. Wow, that's actually pretty decent. 83 pounds for 300 watt hour or 372 watt hours. Plus, you got an inverter in there for AC and DC, and you got all the circuitry, the box, the wheels, the handles. That's actually very, very decent for 3,000, I think. I think the ACOUCOU or ACOUCOU, tomato, P5000, I think, was 108, if I can remember. All these numbers, guys, I'll tell you what. Boy, I'm pretty good with numbers, but it takes me a minute to remember. That was just over 100 pounds, but that was 5,000 watt hours of power, so a battery cell. So, yeah, maybe that's... yeah, okay, I got to do more research on that. This is liftable but heavy. That's heavy. 80 pounds is heavy. Dimensions, here you go. So you got 25 inches wide, about 12 inches. I'm going to assume that's deep. And then, holy crap, so I'm guessing that's tall. So what is it? Width times depth times. Now, every company lists them different. I wish they had a... picture, guys. I like the pictures. OPES, oops. Put a picture on there with some some simple lines, and it says 26 inches. That way you know what the heck we're talking about. Otherwise, put a W, put a H, and put a D or something, so you know height times weight times. You know what I mean? So you can see because I don't know what the numbers are. I'm assuming that's the depth. This is the height. And this is the width. And that's an assumption because I don't know. You don't have the W here. You don't have the L here for the length. You don't have the D for the depth or anything. So I don't know. Operating temperature is 30 degrees to 104. Now this is a little bit surprising because normally of what I've seen, and I'm still new in the industry, but normally of what I've learned and what I've seen is lithium iron phosphates normally don't like to be run under 32. So this actually goes 2 degrees under freezing. So that's that. I like that. I think that's a plus. And maybe they have a better insulation of the unit, or maybe I don't know. Maybe they got heaters in there. It doesn't say anything about heaters, but they have these heating pad things that go on battery packs now. That's cool. Storage temperature is 30 to 104. Now, sometimes I've seen these go down even further, guys. I've seen storage go down further. I guess it depends on the manufacturer, the battery cells, and how it's made. Your certifications, I'm not even going to pretend I know what these are, guys. Like I said, I'm not an electrician. The more certifications, the better. That's how I look at it. But I couldn't really... I'll look into them one day. But being that's a UN 38-3, that's probably a safety of the battery cells or something. Because UN... What's that fancy one? I don't have a box here. That fancy, was it 3470 is the lithium ion warning for the UN. And MSDS, I don't even know what that means. I'm not going to pretend I do. Here's your warranty, 36 months. And then here's the panel, guys. And then here's what comes in the box. I like this, guys. Here's a real good pro tip, guys. If you have a lot of power stations, I found this out the hard way, and it's very dangerous, guys. Okay, so if you buy this system or any system you can, do yourself a favor. Watch this. You can take a screenshot. You see this? And you can save this picture just that easy and save this. Believe me, you will thank me later. Just do it and save it. The reason is that way you can remember what cords go to what systems, because some have what's known as reverse polarity, and holy crapzilla, that can get you messed up in a bad way. So warranty card, instruction manual, then you have the, let me undo this here, AC charging cable, probably a basic heavy duty cable, Anderson to Anderson cable, which let's see what that is. That's this one here, guys. Anderson power pole to Anderson power pole. Hopefully that's a good gauge here. I recommend 12 gauge. One Anderson to car charging, which means Anderson to, guys, what is it? It's a cigarette lighter plug. Anderson to 7909 charging cable. That would be this one, I'm assuming. Yep, that would be this one. Guys, I'm going to be honest. I do not like the 7909 charging cables. They are much better than the 5521 or 5525 that a lot of other companies have. I'm just not a fan of barrels, guys. But this is definitely a bigger, more robust barrel input that will dissipate the heat better when you're charging. I always use the main charging. Like I'm an MC4 guy. See, here you go, Anderson to MC4. This is my cable right here, guys, and it will be for a long time until I find something better. I'm not a fan of this one so much, this one so much, this one so much. I like this one and I like this one. Yep, warranty card and user manual. But so that looks like this the system as far as pretty decent reviews here, guys. So far, 5 stars and 4 stars. I don't see anything less. So it looks pretty positive, guys. Like I said, this is my first impression here of this big bad system here. I like the Santa Claus guy. I'm an old guy. I like Santa, and I like Christmas time. Maybe I'll ask him to bring me one of these. Who knows? Maybe he's listening. Power stations are heavy. I don't want to weigh down his sled. All the kids are waiting for their toys. But I wouldn't mind having a little cabin like this, though. This is pretty sweet. It reminds me of the Great Outdoors kind of thing with John Candy. But okay, so this has been the OUPES Mega OUPES Mega 3, and I just want to check real quick, guys, because I don't know. Let's see, Mega series here. Wow, guys, look at this. They got a big bad boy. Okay, so guaranteed there's going to be another first look coming. I'm gonna do this one next here, and I'm gonna jump. I didn't know they had a Mega 2. Boy, I skipped one. So yeah, I jumped into the Mega 3, and I'm gonna do the Mega 5 next, guys. If you want to stick around here on the channel. I don't know when that's going to be up, but I'm definitely going to take a first look at that. And now I kind of know what to expect from this company as far as their power stations. They haven't sent me any, and I have not bought any yet. So you know, the well runneth dry. You know what I mean? Us old timers know what that means. You need more time to save. These boxes, these little toy boxes here that we look at as new toys for the big boys, they can get pretty pricey, guys. So holy crapzilla. All right, guys, well, if you're not a subscriber, check it out. You know, smash the button, become part of the family, become part of the conversation, become part of the community. We want to know your opinion. Did I review this in a positive way where you learned something? Did I review something that I made a mistake? You want to correct me? I want to learn too. That's why I started the channel. That's why we all started the channels. We want to build a community where we have a bunch of basically, all of us are uneducated, and then we can educate each other together as a team, because I think that's a better way of learning. Sometimes it's hard to learn by yourself, especially if you don't understand the subject that you're trying to learn. And it's good to have, like, I don't want to say a tutor, but I'm definitely not a teacher or a tutor, but I'm definitely someone that has the open mind to want to learn, and I think that's very positive for the education in this business, because if you make a wrong turn in this kind of stuff, guys, it could cost you a new hairdo or possibly your life. Don't play with electricity if you don't know, you know, how to do it. Hit that button. Let other people know that you know, there's some good info over here, and that way, with this YouTube thing, they can you know, they can find this video, and hopefully that helps them make a decision whether a system like this is good for them, or maybe it's not. Maybe none of these systems that we look at and review on this channel are good, and maybe this is all quote unquote, oh, that's junk. You know, it all depends on what you need and what you want out of technology. If you have 20/20 eyesight, well, glasses aren't good for you, right? They don't do anything for you, so they're bad technology. When you get older, you'll need them, and as the electricity costs go up, we're going to need this stuff too. But you know, some people don't need this technology, so I'd rather have people learn about it, even if they don't need it, and that way, if the time comes when they do need it, they'll remember. You know, this group of this crazy guy called Ramblin Bob on the internet there with his subscriber family. They all came together. They helped me learn about this stuff, and it was a really positive learning experience where I didn't feel like I was left behind because of all these numbers and gadgets they were throwing them at me like a professor. I couldn't follow. It's too quick for me, you know. And I had that feeling when I first started, as well as my wife. She had difficulty, you know, with the solar panels, and you put them in series and the voltage doubles, you put them in parallel, the amps. You know, it's hard stuff to remember, and it could be very costly and dangerous. So yeah, feel free, join the subscriber family, guys. Ramble on, be safe, and I'm going to do that OUPES Mega number 5, guys. I don't know if I'll do it tonight, but I'm definitely going to look at that one, and we're going to see if that one can wow me even more than this one did. There's some pretty good stuff I saw in this one. Ramble on, be safe, guys, and I'll see you again on Rambling Bob.